So today's episode, we are going to go on a little hike. And this episode is called How to Get Over Shit. Yep, that is the technical name of this episode. And let me tell you, I am no expert, but I have some insights that I want to share about how to get over shit. It's really difficult. So let's start right now. So one, in how to get over shit, look at your reality, not your story. I think a lot of times we create these stories in our head and we just keep focusing on the story instead of what's really happening in our life. And we tend to just recycle the story over and over and over again, and it really doesn't benefit us to do that. So the first thing you need to do is live in reality, not in the story that you created around the situation. And this really goes for anything in life that you are going through. Stop focusing on the story that you told yourself, maybe to make things okay to be doing it, or okay to stay in a situation, or who knows what. But just, or maybe to be in denial of what's really happening. You've created a story. The number one thing on this list of how to get over shit is to actually focus on what your reality is, not what the story is, because you only live in the moment, and in the moment, that's your reality. So you may be focused on the past, which I understand that. You start going through your head and you get stuck in the past and you start recycling stories over and over again, and it just makes you crazy. But the true moment, you're doing something else. Right now, in the present moment, for instance, I may have a lot of stuff on my head and I may be cycling a story of what happened to me. But right now, the reality is I'm in this field and I'm hearing crickets, and I just saw a lizard and got dogs barked at me. That's the reality I'm living in right now, and we can choose to just be present. What does that look like? Take a deep breath and just look around you and where you're at. If a bird just flew past you, if a dog just barked at you, if you're walking on the trail and you're hearing the crunching of leaves or dirt or rocks, that's what the true reality. And if you can train yourself to focus more on that, you're going to have a lot better time getting over shit. Next, number 2 on this list is stop deferring responsibility. What do I mean by that? We can always look at other people and blame people for certain things that they did. And trust me, I mean, that's reality, right? In life, you can look at situations and you can see when someone did you wrong or they're at fault for something. But the truth is, it never happens in a vacuum. And so chances are there's a lot of things you did too that you have to take responsibility for. But a lot of us, we just defer blame, right? We defer the responsibility by blaming other people. And although that might give you a sense of satisfaction in the moment, long term, it's not going to help you get over shit. So take responsibility for your half, your part, learn from it, analyze yourself. It's okay to see what other people did to you that was wrong. Just don't live there. 3, acknowledge your pain and sit in it. So many people are trying to medicate their pain, numb their pain, get away from their pain. But, you don't have to fix everything the minute that you feel bad. Sometimes that feeling requires you to, again, take some personal responsibility, look at your life, analyze things, start fixing things. But you can't fix things if you start drinking all the time or doing drugs or trying to stay out all the time to fill every single moment with doing something. You're not going to get anywhere if you do that. You have to acknowledge your pain. And here's the other thing. You don't always have to fix everything. Sometimes in this self-help industry, good intentions, mind you, but you don't have to fix every single thing the minute that you feel a bad feeling, because sometimes those feelings are telling you to look deeper at yourself. Take time for yourself. Maybe stop moving around and being so active, and just trying to keep yourself busy and filling all the the quiet time with noise and activity so that you don't have to feel what you are feeling. Guess what? You have to feel things and get past it. And the only way that you're going to do that is by acknowledging what's going on with you. So you can't get over shit until you actually acknowledge what's going on. And that includes sitting in your feelings. Number 4, acknowledge your patterns, right? We all have patterns. And a lot of times the patterns are that we're picking the same person over and over and over again. And guess what? It's different packaging, but it's the same pattern. Until we realize what it is that we are creating in our life by what we're seeking out, by looking at the patterns, we're not going to be able to get over things because they're going to keep happening over and over again. One of the biggest things that we have to pay attention to is the people that we choose in our life. Are we choosing people in our life that are going to just devalue us, or whatever the situation is? Chances are there's patterns in your life that if you really sat down and took time, you would see those patterns. And that's the key, is you actually have to look at the patterns in your life and ask yourself the questions, why the heck do I keep ending up in the same situation? The common denominator is you. So look at it, look at your patterns, and then analyze it. Why did I think that was attractive? What was it about that pattern that I saw? And now when I look at it, I go, oh, that didn't mean that meant this. You need to analyze those patterns, because until you do that, you're not going to be able to get over shit, because the shit is going to keep happening. 5, look at the layers. Oh man, this is a big one. You have to look at the layers of what's going on. You'll learn something one time and you got it so clearly and it was so amazing, this lesson that you learned. And at the time it was so healing because it was something that was so prevalent in your mind that it was just on default. Every time something happened to you, this default way of thinking or thinking about yourself or valuing yourself or how you interact with the world, it would just default to that pattern, to that action that you would take or the way that you would think. And later on in life, you may have a deeper level of that same lesson that pops up. And it's not that, oh, I thought I got over it. No, this is just the next layer, sweetie. You need to just go to the next layer of this lesson, but learn it. Because the universe is trying to help you get over shit. And if you don't look at yourself, you will not be able to get over it, because the universe will recycle it again and again and again until you get it. Get it? So what I'm saying is, look at it deeply, trace the root. Was this part of an earlier lesson that now you're learning a deeper level of this? And if so, what is it? Where did it come from? Why is it here again? Stop and ask yourself the questions. Sit down with the journal and write these things out. Don't keep yourself busy nonstop so you don't have to feel anything or pay attention to what's going on in your life. Actually get over things by analyzing what is happening in your life and then take responsibility and initiative. I'm telling you, on the other side of that, it's healing. It's so much better, and you will finally be able to be free of some of these patterns. And take it from me, I'm still going through this stuff. I'm still learning all my patterns, but I'm looking. Last but not least, in order to get over shit, you guys, you have to be solution oriented. Okay, if you just sit around and wallow, if you just sit around, like I said earlier, and live in your stories that are not based in reality or the present moment, if you're just living in what was, if you're just focused on the problems and the way that you feel, well, you're just going to get more of that. So if you want to get over shit in your life and you really want to be healthy and move on as I do, this is not a one-hit wonder. This is not like, you know, you run the race and you won and you finished and it's over. No, this is a freaking marathon, you guys. This is something that you have to keep doing over and over and over again. And you have to train yourself to be solution oriented. Now, I am not above wallowing a little bit, because I think we all need to do that. in the self-help industry, everybody wants you to get rid of the negative emotion immediately. And I don't think that's healthy either. I think that you need to feel these negative emotions to understand when something is wrong and that you need to fix it. And sometimes, hey, you just need to feel it. It's okay. Let me say it again. It's okay to feel things that don't feel pleasant. You can't always be happy every second of the day. That isn't realistic, okay? But if you focus on being solution oriented, man, that's going to make 100% difference in your life. Feel what you need to feel. Sometimes you just need to feel like crap one whole day. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, but don't stay there too long, right? Feel like crap and feel what you feel. But then no one stays there. But train yourself to be solution oriented so you get out of that crappy feeling a lot sooner so that you're actually able to get over stuff, okay? When you are able to focus on the solution, after you've allowed yourself to feel this crappy feeling or feel sad or feel mad or whatever it is that you're feeling, betrayed, belittled, humiliated, abandoned, whatever those feelings are, you have the right to feel those, but you know what? Screw the people that caused that. Don't let them win. Don't sit in that feeling forever. No, if you want to get over shit, and you will, you have to train yourself that after you felt what you felt, give yourself a day 3 max. If you're going over 3 days, that's depression, and that's not good. 3 days max, and then you get into solution orientation. How do I move into the life I want? Stop focusing on what happened to you in the past. It's going to pop up from time to time, but deal with it. But the most important thing is that you become solution oriented so you can get over what you're feeling, so that you can get over whatever is holding you back, that's keeping you from reaching your potential, that's keeping you from living a life even after somebody may have wrecked it or destroyed it or tried to. No, nobody has that power over you. And when you become solution oriented, you snap into what's next. And that is the thing that I want to say above all else right now, right here. Dream about what is next. Think about what is next for you. See the blessings in disguise because they're there. I promise you, even in all of my suffering right now and the things that I'm going through, I can clearly see that there are blessings right in front of me in the midst of my suffering for things that I've been through. And that's what I want for you, is to focus on the blessings and focus on what's next. And the only way that you can do that is if you become solution oriented and you train your brain to just go there, okay? So that is all I wanted to say, people. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, share it with other people to empower them. And that's all I have to say. Bye!